ready to quit guitar and start working for another. Yeah, not so much quit guitar, but yeah, just before I got the call from Priest. It's funny how the world works, you know. Just before I got the call from Priest, I was ready, you know, because I was 30 years old. I'd been in the rock game for a while, trying to make it work, and it was, you know, I couldn't pay bills, I couldn't do anything like that, so it was getting a bit testing. So I was looking at other things, and then, you know, the phone call came through and changed my life, obviously. But it's funny how things work out like that. But yeah, I wanted, you know, because there was no stability, there was no security and stuff like that. So I wanted something that had all those things, you know, like a proper job. You know what I mean? I'd still play guitar, you know, at the weekends or whatever, but there comes a point in your life where it's like, you know, I don't know what else to do. But then, as I said, the call came, and here we are with all you horrible lot. Trader's Gate. On the record is in drop, like it's all a whole step down. The whole guitar so that's what it sounds like, but it's played in the E position, but the whole guitar is down tuned the whole step. So, you know, Blade Runner 2019 or 2014. Are you crazy? The original. Come on. Carne asada, definitely. Great question. Smoke on the Water. Dyer's Eve, that's a better one. Someone asked about Al Di Meola. I had a few Al Di Meolas. So I used to work in a music store, and the guy that used to run the music store, not own it, but the guy that used to work in there, like the manager, so to speak, he would bring in things for me to listen to. And one of the things was it Race with the Devil on the Spanish Highway by Al Di Meola. And fast forward 20 or so years, and I was actually at a friend's house, and my friend knows Al, Mr. Di Meola. And he was playing. My friend had like a bit of a party on his back deck. It was down in Florida, and Al Di Meola was there with a friend of his, and his friend had like a little bongo type thing. And Al played guitar, and it was just a really intimate Al Di Meola show on. I call it a show. It was like he played with his friend on the drums, and it was really, as I said, on someone's deck area, about 20 people, all friends, all knew each other, and he played for us for about an hour. It was fantastic, really hot, but fantastic. Fender versus Gibson. I mean, it depends what you like, isn't it? I mean, my preference is Gibson for what I do, but other people have different opinions. Did the music store have a lot of songs you weren't allowed to play, such as Stairway to Heaven, Smoking Water? Not really. Not really. Really, at the end of the day, if you want to come in and buy a guitar, you can play what the hell you want. You know, you're potentially buying a guitar, you're potentially doing business. You can really play whatever you want. That was our philosophy anyway. Is it hard to handle a flying V? Not really. People say that it's hard to sit down with, and my predecessor KK Downing had the best response to that. And I'm paraphrasing, of course. He said, why the hell would you want to sit down with one? I mean, that's just, why would you want to sit down with something that looks as killer as that? I mean, I'm only sitting down playing this with you because it's a lot easier, but it just makes you want to rock. Star Wars memorabilia, yes. I'm a big fan of Star Wars and I like collecting things. So I've got a lot of stuff by Sideshow Collectibles. What have I got? What's my favourite? Probably the Boba Fett collection. Maybe I'll show you at some point. I'll get me a collection out. Oldest influences, probably Hendrix. Hendrix. The first earliest memories I have of my dad showing me guitar music was Hendrix, Sabbath, Deep Purple, Thin Lizzy. That was like the earliest introduction really to that kind of music. Who played keyboard on Firepower? Well, I played the initial demo on, what's it called, Guardians. I can play a little bit of piano, not very well though. Luckily these days we have MIDI and we can tighten it up and make it sound acceptable. But then when we did the final version, it's a lovely man called Mike Exeter who produced Redeemer of Souls with Glenn Tipton. He was engineering the Firepower record and he played the piano properly and made it sound as beautiful as it does. Let me see. Have I seen The Child that Hot Toys just announced? Yeah, there's a Sideshow one too that was a pre-order a couple of weeks ago, and good thing or a bad thing, they've got a direct line to the Falcon Fortress, and if anything new comes out that they think that I might want, they give me a call and say, hey Richie, there's a new Sideshow thing coming out, do you want one? And what am I going to do with my reputation? How many guitars do I own? Not enough. What solos does Glenn play on Firepower? How do I I couldn't remember listening to it without listening to it is what I mean. Well, you can tell the ones Glenn's playing. It's got a unmistakable Glenn Tipton style. Is that an Epiphone signature model? Yes, this is my Epiphone signature. This one has been painted white, obviously, by me. It wasn't Epiphone. You can't get these ones. You can get the black and white ones. That's a signature. But yeah, I use this one a lot on the Firepower tour. Do I play both left and right-handed? Do you want me to show you? You can answer that question yourself. First of all, ready? So no, it's one of the hardest things on the planet for me to do. I mean, it's like you think you just turn it upside down, it'll be easy, but it's really not. I mean, I can't play left-handed at all. the difference between this and the Gibson Custom Shop V that I have, that this one was based upon, this neck's a bit more substantial. The Gibson Custom Shop that I have is like, it's flatter this way, so it's a bit more flat. It's not as deep, if that makes any sense. Same width this way, but it's slightly thinner this way. That's the difference in the neck between this one and the Custom Shop V. No, definitely not Michelangelo, and even if I could play it left-handed, to do it both at the same time is like borderline genius. Not even borderline, I think that's genius. Do I like Black Star amps? I don't dislike them. I've played a few Black Stars from time to time. Not really my cup of tea. But there's a lot of players that use them and they make them work really well. Just not my, just not my kettle of fish. Do I like Caleb Trems? Yeah, I like Caleb Trems. I prefer Floyd Rose. Hear a lot of early Angus Young in my playing when you solo. Not consciously, but I think, Angus is a blues player. I play a lot of stuff that's based on that, of course, so there's a lot of, not directly, but, it goes around a few times and then I pick it up, and it's all the same blueprint, if you know what I mean, It's all based around the same blueprint, so yeah, without a doubt. Have you played Engels? I've played Engels for about 10 years with Priest, yeah. Walking Dead or Breaking Bad? I would say Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, I watched the whole series. Walking Dead, I got bored about series 7. Final Countdown, okay. Diesel amps. I've never played through a diesel amp. It's a good question though, but no, I never played for a diesel. Any favourite Alice Cooper songs? Yeah. Seen Hammett's 59 in person? No, I haven't. I haven't seen it, no. Have I played the Mr. Boogie Mark series? Yeah, Boogie sent me a couple of amps to try in the studio. I love Boogies. I really do. They're some of my favourite amplifiers. That's Dead Babies. That's the riff in the middle of Dead Babies by Alice Cooper. Red House. Forgotten a note on stage, how do you recover? Well, yeah, I mean, it's over so quickly. You know, if you forget a note or you misfret it, it's gone. It's over, and you're kind of, you know, if you blink, you're like a few seconds down the song anyway. You know, so you can't really. If you do mess up something, or you forget something, or you miss a note or something like that, you can't really think too much about it. It's gone. It's in the past, and how you can recover is just get back into the song. Don't dwell too much on it, because if you start doing that, you start thinking too much about things, and it raises the potential to mess future notes up as well. You know, so it's just accept it, move on. It's fine. You know, it's live music. Live music shouldn't be perfect, in my opinion. Did I play live when I was a teen? Yeah, I used to play covers in a cover band when I was around 13, around London. Song you like to play but haven't learned? That's a good question. I know quite a lot. F sharp something. Okay. Favourite Iron Maiden song, and this changes from day to day. I know I said the other day it was Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, that's one of my favourites. Seventh Son is one of my favourites. I don't know. It changes all the time. You know, as I said, really, really bad when it comes to favourites, because there's so many good things out there, I can't just pick one. Power Slave's a good one. The worst gig experience I've ever had. Luckily, touch wood, I haven't really had a bad experience. I have a dream about a bad experience all the time. It's a reoccurring dream. I'm backstage, I'm getting the leather and the studs on, and the intro tape's playing, and it's a fear of mine that I'm not going to get my leather and studs on before I should be up there. So I can hear the crowd, I can hear the intro tape, and I just can't get my trousers on. So that's a nightmare I have from time to time. These Colours Don't Run, yeah, I used to know that entire Maiden record. It's one of my favourites, really. Matter of Life and Death. It's one of my favourites. I can't. Is it the one that goes? Oh no, that's For the Greater Good of God. No, I'm not sure. You play exact type of pentatonic 5/6 notes run. Please show us what your right hand is doing. Do you know what? It's all different every night. For the most part, it's all slightly different. So yeah, I can't really tell you. Genocide. Okay, that's a good one. to invent your own song. Do you know it can come from different ways? It can come from a melody that you get in your head. It can come from a riff that you get. So for me, people sometimes ask me, is it the melody I get first or the riff? I usually get the riff first because I'm always tinkering around on the banjo, and it's usually the riff. And I thought, that's cool, and I'll get that down, and then the melodies will come to me later on. But then other people, they do it a different way. They get like Rob does it another way. He gets an idea for a vocal and a melody and a phrase in his head, and then we'll match that to some music. So whatever works for you. I love Paul Gilbert. Yeah, I think he's one of the. I wasn't really a fan of instrumental shred stuff, and so Paul was, obviously Mr. Big and Racer X and everything, so it wasn't instrumental, but he was a shredder that still had the rock face and the rock noises, and what I mean by that is the shredders of the era were very precise, they were very clean, they were very metronomic. What Paul had, and still has, it was all the guitar noises, which is... stuff in between is what I like, in guitar players. Randy Rhoads, all those guys. They had guitar noise in addition to the notes and the technique. There was a lot of guitar noise, and Paul always had that and kind of nurtures it and passes that on to his fans. So I was always a fan of Paul Gilbert for that reason. Plus, he's a classy songwriter and a guitar player. Plexi profile, the one you're playing right now. I haven't put it anywhere. No, this is I profiled this myself and put it into the Kemper from my own Plexi in the studio. So this isn't available now. Maybe I should make it available. Can metal be classy? Absolutely. Master of Puppets. Kill. Trader's Gate solo, live version. Oh, the live version is slightly different. I played this one earlier on, but I've had a few requests for it. It's the solo in the middle of Another Thing Coming that we put in, since I joined. I won't play the whole thing, but I think I know the bit you're referring to. Favourite Zakk Wylde riff, I think it's probably tuning on Firepower. The Firepower is actually tuned down half a step on the record. It's in E flat tuning. I'm in standard tuning at the moment, so. But it's played in the F sharp position, but it's tuned in E flat, so it sounds like. So it's tuned down half a step. Lone Wolf is a drop D tuning, and I can't. The tuning's locked, so I can't play that at the moment. My own riff. Well, that was one. Sea of Red. I think that was there were war references to that song, Sea of Red. Yeah, that's what that's about. Hello Phil, how are you doing, mate? I'm doing alright, hope you're keeping safe over there, brother. Take these chains. Phantom of the Opera. Favorite KK solo. I answered this the other day. It's probably Jawbreaker. Judas Priest should make a song about the coronavirus. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to be doing that, or influenced somehow, you know. How many guitars did I use to record the Firepower album? Well, all my rhythms were recorded on one guitar. That was a 1976 Gibson Les Paul Custom with 8185 EMGs in. All my clean guitars on the Firepower record were recorded with a Telecaster through a Roland JC120. And then all the lead solos and stuff, I used lots of different guitars, you know, old Strats, old Vs, new Vs, you know, things that had a unique character, or just I just wanted to get on a record, you know. So, but the main rhythm sound was a Les Paul Custom with 8185s. Have rehearsals stopped because of Corona? Rehearsals haven't started yet. We don't need that long to rehearse, not yet anyway. How loud do I play? Very loud. Telecaster, any song with any clean parts, Sea of Red, Evil Never Dies. Yeah, I don't usually play Telecasters, but it was a tool that was in the studio, and we played a few things. We played some Les Pauls, we played some V's, we played some Strats, and we were trying to find the best clean tone that we could find. And for some reason, the best clean sounding guitar turned out to be a Japanese Fender Telecaster that I bought on tour in Amsterdam, I think it was. I needed a guitar to play on the bus and in the hotel room and put down ideas and stuff. So I bought this Fender Telecaster. It sounded good enough, and that was the one that ended up playing all the clean parts on the Firepower record. So yeah, again, someone just said they don't see me as playing a Telecaster. I don't usually, but it was the best tool for the job at the time, Do I live with MG? Yeah, I live with Rob. Me and Rob live together. It's true. No, it's not true. Of course it's not. You know it's not. Album, it's either Johnny the Fox, Jailbreak, Black Rose, Bad Reputation. Yeah, one of them. Beginning of the End. Beginning of the End. No, Beginning of the End was on Redeemer of Souls. I can't remember what I played that on. Picking, I'm not sure what that is. There's a lot of, I said earlier on, there's a lot of terms: hybrid picking, circular picking, economy picking. I don't really know what any of that means. To be honest, I just play what's comfortable and what sounds good. So yeah, I couldn't tell you. Hybrid picking, I'm not sure. I'm sure I do. I couldn't tell you if I am or not. You could probably tell me better than I could tell you, you know. Sales of Charon is a song that I need to look into because you maniacs keep asking for it and I don't know enough of it to do it justice on here, so I'll look into that without a doubt. Afraid to Suit Strangers. What else have we got? Grinder. Sword of Damocles. We've got some Queen. Yeah, we'll do some Queen. What string gauge do I use? I use 11 to 50. Queen. Both right and left hands. No, I tried to demonstrate that earlier on and it was, you know, it's laughable. Number of the Beast. Oh, is Brent in here? Mr. Hines, are you here? There he is. Good to see you, man. Hope you're okay. Hope you're safe. Hope you're well, bro. We're all going to kill coronavirus. Kill coronavirus with The Rock, sir. Lockdown, rock down. We should trademark that shit. Rocking down with the lucking down or something. And you got to say it in American to make it sound more legit, I guess. I don't know. Peter Green. That'd be cool as a metal song, wouldn't it, really? I mean... I mean, that's a metal riff. Nothing like the... did they really? I didn't know that. I didn't know they ripped that off. I mean, why not? I mean, who doesn't want to rip that off? So do I, man. No, I don't steal them, I pay homage to, you know. Right, what other suggestions we got on here? Oh. I don't know enough of that one to do it justice, but yeah, you know that one. Eruption. Well, the only bit anyone ever wants is Creeping Death. Wild One's a good one. Holy shit. What's the Lizzie one that goes? Sun goes down, that's it, that's it. How good is that? We've got 1 minute left again. Instagram's kicking us off. We've been on here too long, but thanks for joining me. Thanks, Brent. Thanks to Mr. Phil Demo earlier on. He was on here earlier on. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. Hope everyone stays safe, stays healthy, stays well, and thanks for joining me for this lockdown rockdown. I like that, lockdown rockdown. Thanks for the suggestions. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for hanging. Take care, everybody, and yeah, I'll see you in the next couple of days, next few days. So, you know, wash your hands, distance yourself socially, and I'll see you all in a couple of days. Thanks again, maniacs. Rock on, and take care. Goodbye now. I never know how to end this fucking thing. There you go.